So my third kid, my second daughter, we affectionately named the handbag. So Renee, if you decide to have three, truly, I haven't met anybody that their third kid isn't like the easiest kid. Now, you're insane to go that far, but like, yeah, you could put her like anywhere. You could just set her down. Whether she was in the car seat or she was like physically, you could set her down. She wouldn't move. She would keep herself entertained to the point where there were multiple times I left a restaurant and almost didn't bring her home. And thankfully enough, she is the most organized person in my family, and I will be able to happily retire on her dole, I'm sure, because she will take care of me. She takes care of all of us. Renee, that was amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for your bravery to come up, tell your first story. This was so great. All of you share it. I really do. I am going to need to see a photo of Lucas, because right now he is a potato in my brain. So you're gonna have to share that with me. We're excited to welcome our third storyteller of the night, Karen Evans, who has been here before. I've already told her first story here. We're so excited to welcome her back. As always, we haven't seen her in a while, and please welcome to the stage, Karen Evans.
Hello everyone. How's everyone doing tonight? Some events in life make you grow up in giant leaps instead of small steps. My story is about bullying from two different perspectives. It starts in the 1970s in elementary school. I was unlucky enough to have my name rhyme with Weeble. If you don't know or remember, Weebles were these insidiously stupid little egg-shaped people figures that were weighted on the bottom so they couldn't fall down. They would always stand up. Weebles were made by the diabolical, evil Hasbro Corporation and advertised relentlessly to brainwash every kid on every kids show. It didn't matter that there was no W in my name. I became a full-size live human Weeble to every kid with an itch to pick on someone. I was bombarded with so many ads and bombarded with so many kids trying to push me down while singing the slogan, "Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down." I was one of the smallest boys in my grade, and girls would assault me too. It happened in school, at home, everywhere I went. Just hearing those words all day, every day, was a nightmare for me. If there ever was a toy and slogan to train bullies, Weebles was it. Kids would circle me 6 at a time and taunt me in a chorus of "Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down," while taking turns pushing me back and forth. Rarely did anyone ever step in to help. A boy named Peter had me in constant panic every recess. When the bell rang, he would run at me from behind at full speed, pushing into me, sending me flying to the ground. By the time I got up, all dazed and confused and disoriented, he was far away from me, going into the building. It happened so many times that I just got used to it. It was so bad, I started hiding in the backyard of the house next to the playground. Hiding out worked until I missed a few of the bells, and I was discovered strolling in late and had to give up my hiding spot. Then I had to start hanging out by the school doors where Mrs. Robinson, the guard, was stationed. She was my only protection, my savior and companion. The attacks went on for several years and then slowly faded mostly to just hearing the slogan by the 8th grade. I would always add at the end, okay, that means I'm better than you. Anytime anyone was ignorant enough to say it again. I really thought I had enough experience to know what bullying and mocking was, and I never wanted to be that cruel to anyone else. Well, my little brother maybe sometimes, but that's another story. Fast forward to sophomore year, I was a wreck. Gender dysphoria was eating up half my energy, and trying to date girls was eating up most of the rest. I didn't have any close friends since my friend Matt moved away a few years back, but I had a new sense of confidence and was respected by a lot of the upperclassmen, hanging out with them at drinking parties. The constant attacks were just a memory now. I was starting to hang out with Ray a few times, a new friend from the neighborhood. We would get high and listen to his favorite musician, Frank Zappa. Ray was different. He seemed much older and wiser than his years. I was waiting for the right time to ask Ray about the previous Halloween. Ray had dressed as a woman in full makeup and looked very convincing. I was green with envy. My thoughts raced every day thinking how I might be able to look as good as Ray in drag. I heard that his mom helped him too, to look so wonderful, and I wanted to know how he felt and all the details. But the fear of outing myself kept me silent so far. I was already dressing in my sister's clothes as much as I could, even sneaking into the basement apartment we had in our suburban home, after everyone went to bed so I could dress and be comfortable for hours at a time. Otmar was a year behind me, and I only knew him from the bus. He was a sweet, mild-mannered, well-dressed kid that immigrated with his family from Germany. I can still picture him in my mind's eye with the adorable tan sweater vest and collared shirt and tie. He was shorter than my small frame, but probably outweighed me by a good 10 pounds. He had a thick German accent. That's about all I knew about Otmar. I wish I knew how to relate to Otmar, but my neurodiversity made any social interaction difficult. One thing about gender dysphoria is that a lot of us fight it as hard as we can, sometimes. And sometimes we end up doing things that are not in our true nature, just to cover up our true feelings. Things we wouldn't do if we were allowed to be our true selves. So one day, getting on the bus, I decided to greet Otmar with a salute. My mixed up, angst-riddled, autistic brain chose the wrong salute. Hi, Otmar! I really had no ill will in my mind. I was just fooling around and being funny and friendly, I thought. The Sieg Heil salute to me was just a German military salute, just a different version of the one we use. I think watching many hours of Hogan's Heroes, a TV show that mocked the Nazis, really desensitized me to the reality and horrors that this sign could represent to a German family. This continued on and off for several weeks with several friendly Heil Otmars. It's an autistic trait to not be able to notice how people react to things we say or do. And I didn't think I was harming anyone. I did notice Ray had stopped talking to me and started avoiding me, but I had no idea why. It was a beautiful, warm spring day, full of hope and promises, when several of the neighborhood kids surrounded me as soon as I exited the bus. The day turned bleak fast. Ray came in close and shouted, "Otmar is going to fight you. He's sick of you being a bully." I was taken by surprise. I never meant any harm or malice to Otmar. Now I could clearly see the hurt and rage bleeding from Otmar's distorted face, piercing eyes, and trembling body. Otmar looked at me as though I had just murdered his entire family. I was only fooling around. I didn't mean anything by it, I said. Bullshit. You pick on him. And now he has learned how to fight, and he's going to beat the crap out of you. Everyone cheered and bolstered Otmar on. They all wanted to see me get destroyed. I took a moment and then said, "I'm sorry, I really am, and I don't want to fight you." "You see," said Ray, "every bully is really a chicken. He's scared of you, Otmar." I leaned in. "Hit me. Go ahead and hit me. I won't hit you back. You deserve a free shot. I am really sorry." Otmar wanted to fight me with every ounce of his being, but would not fight if I did not fight back. The kids were all disappointed, calling me a chicken before moving on. I felt I would much rather be called a coward than cause any more pain to this innocent person. This was a fight I could never have won in any way, no matter who became bloodied more. Half of the neighborhood despised me now, and Ray never spoke to me again. And it would be over 12 years before I could speak to anyone about listening the way I felt, the way I needed to. I was devastated. I was wading chest deep in regret. I had brought deep pain to a kind, loving kid for no reason. I wasn't the Nazi SS or some random guy that killed his family, but I would find out that that did not matter one bit. You see, a careless drunk driver got that job. I soon found out, to my utmost horror, that Otmar was alone, having lost his family to a drunk driver around Christmas break a few months before. I was unknowingly torturing a boy in the worst possible pain imaginable. Since then, I have suffered a tremendous loss myself and can't even imagine the cruelty he felt. To this day, I wish Otmar would have hit me that day, if it would have done anything at all to help the pain in his heart. To everyone here, and above all, Otmar, my heart goes out to you. Thank you. And fuck Nazis.